Greetings, one and all. Positive energy all the time. Health is wealth, and eat to live. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope y'all doing great. Feeling well, feeling healthy. Got on my medication. Vegetation is the source of all medication shirt. Vegetation is the source of all medication. Good to see you, loves. So, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And May is also Stroke Awareness Month. So it's a pretty busy month. Dealing with stroke, dealing with mental health. That's a lot. So this month is green and is red. What do you know about that? Mental Health Awareness Month. Also, Stroke Awareness Month. And some months are more busier than that. But this evening we're dealing with mental health awareness. Good to see you, more power. And mental health, just like many of the other problems, medical problems, I don't really think they got a grip on it. Uh, they giving some good advice. I'm not going to say they're not giving good advice, but I think all of these sicknesses and illnesses and mental problems are bigger than I think they can fix. Oh, that's good, Ross Malachi. Get your workout on. I've been trying to get mine on. And I don't think that I don't think society is nowhere heading in the right direction to help all these problems. I mean, you have so many people upset. You have so many people uh, was raised in horrible conditions. You have so many people exposed to all type of chemicals and toxins. You've got so many people born with that's a little off when they're born. You have so many people getting trauma to the head. So many people are using substances like alcohol and other things. You got so many people that are not eating correctly. And so you know, how are they going to pinpoint what's what? Some people seems like they're born with a certain mental illness. Maybe a parent has mental illness. That parent is a little abusive. You already got that kind of vibe in your DNA. Then you come up in this abusive household. Then you end up a little off because of all your anxiety and anger and all the issues you have to deal with growing up in a not so savory environment, I should say. But we're going to talk about, I'm going to try to give you the best information I can when it comes to mental illness. From my own perspective, this is not medical advice. You have to go seek medical advice. Good to see you, Danielle. So I can't give you advice, but I can just tell you what I think about this situation. I think, first off, I think the first thing is the food. The food is the first thing because when you have any type of problem, you need assistance. And no matter what, you're going to need proper nutrition. Proper nutrition is going to not be the cure, but it's going to make it possible for you to work on yourself because if you're malnourished or, you know, what can you do? And we live in a society where people are overweight but malnourished. In other words, the food that they have has no nourishment in it. It has no vitamins or nothing. It's just junk. And this is most likely one of the biggest problems because when you don't put any concern in the food in your society, and you don't make your society be concerned with what they're consuming, then that gets into a lot of things that could give them problems too, like prescription medication, alcohol that people abuse. People abusing prescription medication and using it for something other than it's supposed to be used for. It's just going to cause more problems and more problems because, if you're a parent and you addicted to these pharmaceuticals, now you're trying to raise some children. Now you're going to be a little wacky probably. That's going to cause them some problems. You're basically going to pass your pain down from generation to generation. And the advice that I see they give for mental health, some of it is good, some of it is, I don't know, seems like a guessing game. One thing they say is be social, socialize, and socializing will surely be good for people because you don't want to be just sitting around moping and the inside of your head you get out, may help you think about other things. But then that depends on the person. Some people could socialize. That can have the opposite effect because eventually you still got to come back home. And if you come back home to an empty house or a house with a lot of confusion, I'm not sure if that time away will help or make it worse. That's hard to deal with when you got so many people. I'm not sure how you would help anybody with mental illnesses. You could probably do the best you can, but you're not going to be able to monitor them enough to know what's going on. But one thing is for sure, the food, you know, the food. You need to eat something that's calming. And our food is, we eat stress, basically. We eat stress. And some people say that stress gets passed down to human beings because, when these animals go to the slaughterhouse, they're stressing. Imagine if you was in line and you was watching people get slaughtered in front of you and you knew your turn was coming. You can't talk. So if you're a cow, you go, moo. You can't talk. You can't express yourself. You can't get away. And then, you're witnessing what's going to happen to you before it happens. And that's got to be in the blood of those animals. It's got to be in their whole DNA. It's got to be. I don't see how you can eat that stuff and not pick up that trauma. So I know the food has a lot to do with it. Yeah, when you're stressed, yeah, it releases chemicals into the body. And then the whole system, the way it's set up, it's a stressful system. It's not a system that's designed to relax. We live in a rat race, and it's only to make people at the top richer. That's it. People think that they're doing it for themselves. You think you're doing it so you can get a nice home and get a nice car and go on vacations, but all of those things you're doing is making somebody money. That home just made somebody a lot of money. Those cars is making somebody a lot of money. And that money's all going all the way back up to the top for a bunch of junk. So this rat race, in order to make certain people trillionaires and billionaires, that's definitely going to eventually explode. It's gonna explode. It's gonna explode. We're gonna hit a breaking point. There's no way we'll be able to avoid it because it's a totally unnatural living conditions that we live in. I'm 67, so I've watched a lot of people chase dollars, chased it and chased it and chased it. Then they get this age and it don't be worth it. They start looking at their mortality and start realizing they got to leave all that stuff behind. Was it really worth it? And many times they sick, they got all type of mental issues, all type of things, chasing, 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 chasing. You basically work from 4 years old almost for the rest of your life because school ain't nothing but work. That's all that is, work with no pay. Whether if you work your whole life or if you don't work, it turns out to be the same thing because you live in a corrupt society and you can't escape it. That's why people have millions of dollars, they still go crazy. And the only thing you can do is show off your stuff. When you get around people, they measure each other, what kind of clothes you got, what kind of car you drive, what kind of home you live in. It's weird. They measure it. they measure each other by that stuff. And they measure and they measure and measure. Next thing you know, they 70, 80 years old, they pass away. So that was all for nothing, basically. They never got a chance to smell the roses, as they say. So there's a lot of things that add to bad mental health. Now, one thing that I notice that's hurting people, that I think, is sleep. I think sleep, I don't think people are being taught the facts about sleep. Some people tell you to get the same amount of sleep every day. Uh, you know how messed that up that is for your whole life to be on a regimen. I go to sleep every night. And I'm up at 5. That's crazy. That's not a good life. Like you just like a gerbil or something. Like who wants to live like that? And people brag about it. Man, I make sure I get all my sleep, man. I get in the bed and so you see people trying to play it off like they're feeling fine. I'm doing good, man. I got a lot of money, man. I got this. But really deep down inside, they're empty. Now, the problem with sleep is, I feel, I'm not saying this is what the world, this is just my opinion. I feel the problem with sleep is that people get trying to get a certain amount of sleep and then they try to get on with their day. And people don't know the difference between sleep and rest. Sleep is sleep and rest is rest. Let me give you an example what I'm talking about. Let's say you work a job. Well, all week you're standing on your feet and you're walking a lot. When you go to sleep, the main thing sleep's going to do is relax all your body parts, your heart. You think your blood circulation going to go down a little bit. It's going to rest that. But that sleep is not going to be enough to rest your legs. And so we're being brainwashed, Saturday morning. Get up, start your day. Good. But I've been telling a lot of people, you need to stay in the bed sometime. Just because you wake up, you don't have to hop up. Some days wake up and lay there. Some days wake up and lay there. And the reason they don't teach that, because some people lay in the bed when they go through depression. So this is why I'm saying it's very hard to help people with this mental illness, because you got so many variables. You don't want people laying in the bed agonizing and being sad. At the same time, you can't just jump out the bed all the time, because you have to rest your body. And your body don't always get enough rest when you're sleeping. Okay, sleep helps a certain part of the body. But if your feet tired, sleep is not going to help your feet. You're going to have to stay off your feet. Now, I can prove this, because what do they do when you get really sick? They put you in the hospital. And what do you do in the hospital? You lay down, don't you? When you wake up, do you get up? No. You lay there, and that's how you recuperate. They put you in a hospital bed. And anybody who's been to a hospital know, in some cases, if nothing is too bad wrong with you, you feel great. Even if it is something wrong to you, the hospital just laying there, waking up, staying in bed, maybe moving a little bit, laying up, it heals you. It absolutely heals you. For real. So, sometimes you just got to lay down and rest the body. And the thing about laying down is no matter who you are, your mind will relax. And so if it's something bothering you, when you're moving around and you're doing stuff, it seems like you feel better. But as soon as you stop, it comes right back out because it's basically just burying it. It's not going away just because you're busy. Whatever's bothering you. And so when it comes to mental health, you definitely got to rest. You got to rest your mind, body, and your soul. You got to rest. And you have to recognize if you have mental illness or not. And that's another problem because people don't recognize it. They think they're normal and they be acting crazy. But you have to recognize your mental illness. And if you recognize it, you can handle it a little bit. You can fix it. Most people can't because they don't recognize it. Mental wellness practices involve incorporating strategies into daily life to cultivate a positive emotional and mental state, including physical activity, healthy eating, sufficient sleep, mindfulness, and social connection. These practices can help manage stress, improve mood, and enhance overall well being. So they saying, you need to get out and socialize, but everybody's not in a position where they can socialize people that'll keep them positive. A lot of us in a situation where the people that you socialize with going to make you more stressful. How do you find decent people to socialize with? That ain't as easy as they just typing that. It's easy. It sounds good when you type it. But socialize with who? They always throw that around. They say you need to be social activity, but with who? There's not people just laying around waiting for you to socialize. And socializing costs money. It's not free. It's not. It's not necessarily, it's just somebody right in your house or in the next house that you can go socialize with. You got to go find people to socialize with because people are busy. And so these cookie cutter uh, solutions, they don't sound real to me. It's like you saying something that sounds like it worked, but people still going crazier and crazier every day. The need to have something to do adds to stress. We're the only ones on this planet, human beings, that's trying to find something to do when there's nothing to do. Everybody else, a bird, or just chill, bear. Everybody else will just chill. Not us. We be trying to find too much to do. And all of this working 5 days a week and running around, it's adding to the mental illness in the country and in the world. There's no doubt about it. It's too much stress. You don't never get to chill. You constantly going, constantly going. You're constantly on the clock. Right now, they charging all of us. We being charged right now. These lights on are being charged. I'm on the internet. I'm being charged. Wherever you live at, you're being charged. Whatever it is, a month, divide that by 30. Then divide that by 24 and keep dividing it down. You'll find out how much you pay every minute. Every minute you paying rent. You paying mortgage. You paying some type of insurance. You paying light. Every minute. Think about it. Every minute you're being charged. Like when you go in the back and you got a house, your electric is on a meter. Your water is on a meter. So they charge you every second to live. And you're talking about getting rid of stress. The whole world is a stress. For some people to have enough money where they don't have to worry about it. They just trying to stack the most money they possibly can. So everybody say physical activity, exercise releasing endorphins, which have mood boosting effects and can reduce stress and anxiety. Even a short walk each day can make a difference. Nutrition. Eating a balanced diet provides the nutrients your brain needs to function optimally. A nutrient dense diet can boost mental wellness and reduce the risk of depression. Right? Getting enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours for adults, is crucial for mental health. Lack of sleep can worsen mood, impair cognitive function, and increase the risk of mental health problems. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques, practicing mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing, or yoga can help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, reduce stress, and promote relaxation. Social connection, building and maintaining strong social relationships is essential for mental well being. Connecting with friends, family, and community groups can provide a sense of belonging, support, and reduce feelings of isolation. I guess why that don't never work for me. Most of the time, people add stress. Most times. Most time you're stressed from always trying to be in somebody's face, from always trying to go to work, from always trying to go to the gym, from always trying to. Maybe you need to sit down. Maybe you need isolation. So when they said, avoid isolation, when we got to work 8 hours a day and travel to work and back and sleep 8 hours, what do you mean avoid isolation? We don't get a chance to even be isolated. So nobody's saying the rat race is causing it. All of these experts saying you need to find more to do. And that's going to help release stress. Run around. Exercising is stressful. because you got to plan that in your day. It's not like you just ain't got nothing to do and you could just go exercise. You have to really put that in a busy schedule when you're going to exercise. It's not really easy. It's not. And when I go to the gym, I see people work out. They don't look relaxed to me. They look stressed out, just trying to keep that routine. They're just saying, go find somebody to hang out with. Social activity. What social activity? Name me some free social activity. I live in Chicago. All activity costs. There's no free activity. Not that I know of. So they saying everything except the rat race. All the experts. It just seems crazy to me. Gratitude, regularly practicing gratitude, either through journaling or simply reflecting on things you are thankful for, can promote a positive outlook and increase feelings of happiness. I guess so. I don't know. Sounds crazy to me. Reducing or eliminating alcohol, drug use, and excessive screen time can significantly improve mental health. Right? Do I think humans will ever go back to living natural? Yeah, because Mother Nature's gonna tear up everything. You ain't gonna have nothing to do but live natural. Everything you got gonna be tore up because everything we got is stressing the planet. And when the planet gets stressed, then bad things happen, like tornadoes, hurricanes, and storms, and they get worse and worse. So the whole planet we own is under stress. So I'm trying to figure out how we live in a stressful planet, and somebody saying we can relieve stress. I don't know. Probably won't happen in our lifetime. Let me tell you something, kid Andy. This could all be over tomorrow. So don't bet on it. The earth could tear this stuff up just like that. So with so probably not in our lifetime. Most likely in our lifetime. How much you think this planet gonna take? Y'all really think that this planet gonna keep taking all these planes and cars and all this junk? Y'all don't think this planet about to snap? If you watching like I'm watching, the planet is mad and ready to tear everything up. This whole planet is stressed. When people say it won't happen in our lifetime, you don't understand that. Let's say you got a rubber band. Let's say you got a rubber band. And you born in this rubber band, right? So like me, let's take me. This the rubber band. This the earth. This the life, right? So I'm 2, 3, 4, 5, and so everybody like, oh, probably not in this lifetime, but okay. Wouldn't you say we about right here? Okay, how much can this rubber band keep stressing? Because I don't know if you know or not, but this planet wasn't nothing like this. All this stuff just got built. You understand? So we already right here. So how long you think? So you don't think in our lifetime you think this could stretch all the way? No. This is where the earth is at right now, to what they call the breaking point. Yeah, most likely in your life, especially if you're young, definitely in your lifetime, this is going to crash. This cannot last. The way this is fun, this can't last 20 years because it's not 1960. How many years has it lasted since then? I was born in 1958. I'm 67. So it's been 67 years of this nonsense. And we're in the worst part. Yeah, we're in the worst part. Y'all young, you don't know. They didn't have none of this junk. All this junk is new. All this junk got here when I was born. It was a little bit of stuff, a few trains and cars, but none like this. There wasn't all these airplanes, and no, it wasn't none of this. It wasn't all these military weapons, and no, no, it wasn't all. They didn't have all this. This is all new. And all of a sudden, people's mental health is getting worse and worse and worse. You ain't hear nobody talking about no whole bunch of mental health. And black folks went through slavery and wasn't even that bad like it is now. So they say, eliminate the drugs and alcohol. They say seeking support. If you're struggling with your mental health, don't hesitate to reach out for help. Talking to a mental health professional, a trusted friend or family member, or joining a support group can provide valuable guidance and support. See, it's just like cookie cutter advice. Like all that stuff is just right outside. I could walk outside and find a support group. I find a support group. If I live on the south side of Chicago, the support group is where? How much it costs for me to go to the meetings? What time is the meetings? What time do I got to go to work? Bills still got to get paid. So where I'm going to find time to do that? Let's say I'm a mother with two children, a single mother with two children, and I'm working to pay the bills. Where I'm going to find time for some support group and sit up there and listen to that? Who going to watch the kids? You know what I'm saying? But they be giving this advice. It just be some cookie cutter stuff. I know. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but it sounds like nonsense to me because all the advice is for us, and there's no advice for the system to probably take it easy on the people. There's no advice. Maybe have us work a 4 hour, 40 hour, uh, 4 day work week. See, they ain't suggesting none of that. They ain't saying, well, maybe people working 5 days a week from 9 to 5, 2 hours transportation. Maybe that's too much. You're working 8 hours, it's 10 hours in travel. You only got 24 hours. If you work 8 hours, 2 hours of travel, that's 10. If you sleep 8, that's 18. You only got 6 hours. Unless I'm crazy. We only have 6 hours. And barely. Countries in Europe got great work-life balance. Why they over there going crazy then? They're just as crazy. What we working for? We just working for the money to go round and round and somebody scrape it all off the top. Like hamsters. If you look at the earth was here and people's on the earth. Who decided to own parts of the earth and sell it to us? Like who really owned the land? How you own the earth? How you gonna sell me a piece of the earth? How you own apples? How you own oranges? How you own plants that if you leave them alone, they'll just grow wild? Who told you to take them away from the public and grow it behind a fence and then make us go to work so we could buy an apple that really would be free? And it would be more apples than we can even eat. If you look at a tree and how many apples on one tree and how many trees could that one apple tree make? So over time, if they just left the plant alone, there'll be food everywhere. But somebody's selling it. That's where the stress coming from. Yeah, that's where the stress coming from. The stress ain't coming from I need to go and get in a group with my last little 6 hours I got. Or you want me to go on a weekend on my off day. Yeah, that's less stressful. That's surely gonna take a lot of stress off. I only got a little time to chill. You want me to go talk to some weirdos. Nobody would even be hungry. There'd be food everywhere. One apple tree probably grow about 600 apples, and each apple got 5 seeds in it. So what's 500 apples times 5 seeds? How many trees is that? The birds that eat them and fly and poop seeds all over the world, and that's just apple. Then you got oranges, you got pears, you got watermelons, you got stuff would be everywhere. Somebody's selling it. I'm talking about we got mental health issues. And there's nobody saying maybe they working us, enslaving us for the filthy rich so they can kick their feet back and let their money make their money. Could that be it? Could it be the filthy rich making us do all the work and they just raking it and they ain't gotta do nothing? They let their money do the work and we had let our bodies and our minds do the work. Setting goals and priorities, having a sense of purpose and direction can increase motivation and reduce feelings of overwhelm. Okay, why would you be overwhelmed? See what I'm saying? Spend time in nature. Oh yeah, that's really easy, ain't it? That's really easy. You see what I'm saying? That's really easy. If I'm a bus driver, I gotta drive the bus 8 hours every day, an hour to get to work, an hour to get back. Even if it's an hour, a half hour, and a half hour back, that's 9 hours. That's 9 hours right there. I gotta sleep 8. That's 17 hours. I gotta cook and eat a couple times. That's 19 hours. Okay, I got 5 hours left. I guess I'll go to nature. And that's gonna just make it all better. Where is nature at? Oh, you killed nature. You cut everything down and built a bunch of junk. Okay. You cut everything down. Where is nature at? If you want to live in nature, you got to go live somewhere where you ain't making no money because it ain't no people, so you don't hardly make no money in them places. So it's like things is cheap out here, yeah, but you ain't making no money. You in the same position I'm in. Things is cheap because they know you can't buy it. So that's not what I was going to talk about, but reading this stuff, I got a deep mind. It's just reading this stuff, it's just blowing my mind because I'm trying to think about what they said and how would I take their advice, and I don't see how I would be able to do it. I don't. Find ways to relax and reduce stress. Engage in activities that you enjoy and that help you de-stress, such as reading, listening to music, and spending time with loved ones. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to give you some advice, but when you spend time with loved ones and then that loved one want to get a divorce, then what? I don't know. It don't sound like none of this advice is dealing with real life situations. In this rat race, there's no way to get rid of stress. You just have to deal with it and you have to eat in a way to help you fight it. You're constantly going to be fighting stress. You're constantly going to be fighting stress. And one of the main things going to stress you out is wanting everything to be perfect. That's what's going to drive you crazy. Instead of accepting you in the Babylon system and it's messed up and just deal with it. Because all them quick fixes, I don't know. I think exercising exercising is a good thing, but exercising becomes it becomes a problem. It starts to eat up too much of your life. You in the gym, you gotta go to the gym. You can't the gym is not just right in the house. You gotta go to the gym, you gotta go to the gym, you gotta go to the gym. And just going to the gym and you're making your life better, but you ain't doing nothing with it because you're just going to the gym, going to the gym, going to the gym. And these little hours that we eating up, we ain't paying attention to. We only got so many hours. That's what's really stressing everybody out. You ain't got no time to yourself. Now you stressed out. You go to the doctor tell you get some time to yourself. Doc, I ain't got no time to myself. What part that you don't understand? Where I'm supposed to get this time from? What I'm supposed to cut out to do all this? Who I'm supposed to talk to? If you live in the real world, some parts of your life you might have somebody to talk to, but a lot of parts of your life you ain't gonna really have nobody to talk to about nothing like that. A lot of them kind of things you definitely can't talk to your children about it. You can't talk to your wife or husband about it. How many times you gonna talk to them? They don't want to hear that. What you gonna say? Honey, I'm stressed out. And what's she supposed to say? If all this stuff worked, wouldn't nobody be stressed out, would they? You got to realize we live in a stressed out society. We doing too much. Now you got to eat the right foods to calm your body down. If you're eating a bunch of fried food, a bunch of animals and stuff, that's gonna stir it up more because that's gonna make you lazy. You're gonna be sluggish, and then you gotta try to be sluggish and move around, sluggish, move around, sluggish, move around, sluggish, move, and that's not gonna work. So you have to not try to be stress free. You have to try to figure out how to cope with it. And you can't live and pretend you don't live in a stressful situation. Your situation is definitely stressful for all of us. Some people just deal with it better. Food is the best thing. Too much salt, too much sugar, and stress, you know what's going to happen. Too much fried food, too much stuff like that, you know what's going to happen. So my advice would be to eat better. My advice is to eat things like this that's cool and calm. But that's not going to, I don't believe it's going to fight stress. I believe it just help you cope with it. That's the difference between me and these other psychiatrists and psychiatrists. I don't believe you can do nothing with stress. I believe you just have to be able to cope with it. I don't believe putting more things to do on the table to try to fight stress. I don't believe that. I've seen people work out and they you know what they be looking like by the time they get 65? Just like everybody else. 70 years old, that working out don't do nothing. You do want to stay in shape. You want to work out a little bit, but excessive working out, it don't do nothing but tear your body down. Now you got a brace on your knee, you got a brace on your shoulder, you mess your shoulder up, you mess your back up because you're trying to work out all too much. That's more stress. Not only stress on your mind, that's stress on your limbs, stress on your elbows, stress on your shoulders. That's why they don't tell you that. Fanatically working out. Show me who benefit from that. I'm 67 years old. Show me some dude 80 years old where that work. Because most of these workout people, they've been dead. I'm going to tell you straight up. Basketball players can barely walk. Football players, all these athletes, they be messed up. They don't be in good shape. They be in horrible shape. They be in tore their body up. And so when it comes to mental health, my advice would be to shake it off and expect some. For one, there's too many different types of mental health. I've had mental problems before and probably still do. There's a lot of different mental problems. So this is like advice is a little crazy. There's 1,000 things that could give you mental problems. And they trying to just, I don't know, these advices don't really make sense to me. I had PTSD. None of that stuff was going to work for that. It was something I just had to live with it until it just ease up on its own. It wasn't nobody I'll be able to talk to get through that like that. If they say so, that sounds like make believe though. You have to, for people watching me, you have to work your way through stuff. And the best thing you could do is stay in the bed sometime. If you in the bed and you moping, that's not good. You ain't supposed to be in the bed moping. You just be in the bed resting. All the moping and being down on yourself, you're just wasting your time. Nobody cares, okay? So stop trying to think of sympathy. Stop beating yourself down. It happens to everybody. And the worst thing about you coming down on yourself is selfishness. Because when you come down and feel bad about what's going on in your life, you act like you're the only one. And that's the key to being able to be healthy in your mind when you realize this just happens. And stop taking it personal. Because everybody got something. So who you supposed to be? Why you want a perfect life that doesn't exist? This is how I've been able to make it, by being realistic, by looking at everybody got a problem. If they don't got it today, they're gonna have it tomorrow. And they had one before it went away, and they'll have another one. And this is the way you can help your mind. It can help your mind. Sleep and rest. Stop jumping out the bed. Stop jumping, trying to do all this stuff. You're already working like a slave. Relax. You ain't got to go to no park. You can stay in the bed and chill. Eat some fruit, drink some water and stuff like that. And when something's bothered you in your mind, right, the worst thing you could do is get mad because it's bothering you. Just let it bother you and relax. Okay, so it's something in my mind, okay, like that. And it's already something happened. Then I'm I'm dwelling on it instead of accepting it. Now, if you accept it, it'll slowly dissipate. But if you fight it, it'll just get worse. You can't be fighting these things in your mind or these things you don't feel like right, because that really would drive you crazy. It'll get worse and worse and worse and worse. You just gotta let it be what it is. Sometimes you gotta accept the things is messed up. That's it. It's better, like a bad breakup. It's better to accept it's a bad breakup and you ain't happy with it. That's better than wishing it was back together and all this turmoil. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. The best advice I can give you with mental health is look around you at all these problems in the world. What do you want? You don't want no problems? If you look at it like that, you'll be fine. You'll be like, oh, okay, this is just how I go. You gotta not care, man. You can't be caring about everything. You can't. That's why staying in bed. They talking about get out of bed and all that. Sometimes just stay in bed. I don't care. I ain't finna do nothing, man. I'm chilling. This is my advice. I can't keep reading their advice because their advice, the only advice I seen was any good was what to eat. But a lot of this other advice, it sounds crazy. Now the advice about don't be drinking excessively and all that, yeah, I can see that. Eat a healthy diet. But all this, look, practice meditation, get plenty of exercise, make time for close, nurturing relationships. Come on, man, stop. That sounds crazy. Now you're out hunting for people to spend time with. You're going to get burnt. They ain't, you're going to fall out with them because you're just chasing it, chasing it, chasing it. Typically, people got bad habits. They don't eat right. They don't do certain things, and you got to chase around behind them. They lead you down a dead end road. I mean, I understand what they're trying to say, but it sounds like make believe. Why is mental health getting worse of all this work? Look, move your body, eat nutritious food, be mindful, socialize, get enough sleep, volunteer for stuff. See what I'm saying? How I'm a volunteer? Talk about your emotions. To who? disconnect from technology, practice gratitude. It's like that somebody sit around and say, think of positive stuff to say and just make up a fake list. That sounds fake. You know what I mean? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not the best person to give you advice for this, but this sounds fake. Volunteer after I work 8 hours a day. This like information you get a retiree, ain't it? Like they talking to us like we retired. But if you work, volunteer, volunteer when? Who gonna watch the children or whatever you got going on? And look, they say get enough sleep, but they don't say get enough rest. See what I'm telling you? So you sleep 8 hours, then you get up and jump up because they telling you to volunteer, socialize, and all that when you still should have your ass in the bed, relaxing. Look, show me relaxing. It don't say relax nowhere. It say keep doing stuff. And it don't mention you go to work. So it's talking to us like we didn't go to work. So we're supposed to get up. I'm supposed to exercise. I'm supposed to be mindful, whatever that means. I'm supposed to socialize. I'm supposed to volunteer. I'm supposed to turn off technology when I work at a job with technology all damn day. I'm supposed to talk about my emotions. How? Come on. Come on. You see what I'm saying? And when it comes to mental health, you know, a lot of these pharmaceuticals and this alcohol and these illegal substances and all this stuff people eating is causing a lot of that. Okay, we causing that ourselves. There wasn't all this mental illness out here like it is now. It's getting worse and worse and worse. I ain't trying to give you some fake advice. I wanted to read it, but the only thing that make any sense is try to eat good to cool your body down. If you already in a stressful world, you need cooling, you need fruit and liquids. You need vegetables, stuff with moisture. A bunch of dry meat and bread. That's like starting a fire. You need something gonna put the fire out. You need relaxing food, which is fruit. Fruit. And you got to be able to know if you got mental illness, which is crazy because most people, well, not most, but a lot of people got mental illness don't know they got mental illness. They think they all right. They think they all right. I know a lady got mental illness. It seems like it's getting worse and worse. She don't even know she got it. You could tell. Her paranoia is unbelievable. Her mind changed like that and kind of been like that. But as she getting older, it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, they say grounding and all that. They say all that stuff, but grounding also, if you step on some worms, worms gonna go up in your feet. Why they don't tell you that? Why they don't tell you there's dog shit and stuff out there? You stepping in it. You know what I'm saying? Who believe it? Who believe you're supposed to walk around with no shoes on? As nasty as it is out there, and you don't believe that stuff gonna go in your feet? So it's healthy to walk barefoot in cat piss and dog piss and raccoon piss. You know what I'm saying? That's what they try to tell me. They try to tell me go stand out and walk in the grass with no shoes on. I don't know what's in the grass or nothing. You know what I mean? Now I got parasites. You know what I'm saying? Talking about go ground. See, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Go out there barefoot out there. Like we just made shoes for nothing. We always had stuff on our feet. I don't know what they talking about, but in the real world, you'll lose your toe out there. Okay? They talking crazy. Go live in Hawaii with no shoes. I bet you lose a toe. You got people like Mubaruka, he don't wear no shoes, but he don't hardly do nothing. He tiptoeing around. He ain't out there just walking anywhere. Because you're going to sure be getting glass and everything up in your foot. You got to protect your feet. Hey, you ever walk around your house without shoes on? And what happened? You hit your toe, don't you? On the corner of the bed or the table, don't you? And you go put your house shoes on. I'm just saying, I'm protecting my feet. I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. They say it do all this magical stuff. But I've been doing this for years, and all these magical people that said that 30 years ago, they gone. And like these magical people pop up, they disappear. Just pay attention. They're gonna pop up with the magical solution 5 years from now. Where's the magical dude? He gone. Somebody else pop up with the magical solutions. Talking about walk with no shoes on and put your shoe. I seen the African brother. He said, "Put your shoes down." And sure enough, he took your shoes off and put that thing on them, and uh, it started ticking. But that could be radiation. That could be electricity. What's under the ground that they standing on? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. It sound, it look good, but I don't believe it. We ain't stupid. We don't. We ain't stupid. We made shoes for a reason. What would you say could be some early signs, indicators of mental illness we can watch ourselves for? I mean, that's the thing, G. Rod. It's a lot of different types of mental illnesses. So it ain't no way you can watch for it. It ain't no just one mental illness. It's a whole lot of different mental illnesses. This is why I'm not able to really just ride with what they saying, because it's a lot of different mental illnesses. A lot. Different for different reasons, different stuff. It's not like just, oh, mental illness is this, like what they trying to say. It's a lot of different mental illness. And the stuff they call a mental illness ain't even mental illness, G-Rock. They just calling it mental illness. They call life mental illness. Basically, they call life mental illness. There's certain paranoid schizophrenic, like it's exaggerated versions of it, but it's light versions of it. So at what point is it mental illness? They point out the people that's talking to themselves and that's really crazy and say that's mental illness, but it's a whole bunch of like mental illness. A lot of different kinds. What do you call somebody to buy a bunch of stuff? That's mental illness. You just keep going to the store, buying stuff, buying stuff, buying stuff. You gotta have the best, all this stuff. It gotta be the best. You just buying this shit. That's mental illness. There's a lot of different types of mental illness. Some is worse than others. Then you have mental retardation, which is totally different. So that's why when they just say blindly mental illness without describing you any symptoms of what they talking about is mental illness. Like this, G-Rock. Like I could have mental illness, right? But mental illness like this. What about a cold? You got a cold, you got a flu, you got pneumonia. See? So I see somebody with pneumonia and then put that on everybody, the person that got the flu and the person that got the cold. And mental illness is the same way. It's so many different variables of it. What do you call somebody that constantly gamble? What you call that? They gamble, they gamble, they gamble. That's mental illness. So it's like it's a lot of different. You know, what do you call some dude always arguing with his wife, or the wife always arguing? That's mental illness. It might be slight, it might go away, it might get worse. But for one thing, is the food definitely gonna make it worse. The food is gonna make it worse. Food is the world is full of dead animals, uh, 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 all kind of alcohol, all kind of pharmaceutical drugs, all kind of toxins and stuff in our food, flaming hots and all this stuff and all this stuff. Don't nobody know what that stuff do. Now they talk about mental illness, but you got flaming hot Cheetos and you got all this red Kool-Aid and all this red Hawaiian Punch. You know what I'm saying? Then you got issues going on with people that can give you mental issues. You could be a kid, go to school, they bully you for 4 or 5 years. Now something's gonna be wrong with you. So that's why I'm tripping, because it's like I can sit here and give 100 different scenarios of mental illness. So when they just say mental illness like that, I'm like, what? What's a nymphomaniac? Mental illness. Puffy got mental illness. It could be the food, but mostly, G-Rod, it's the lifestyle. The lifestyle's causing the food. You living under Satan, under Lucifer. You're not living a natural lifestyle. In a natural lifestyle, you don't work that much. Facts. You don't work in a natural life. You don't work that much. You have times you work and times you chill and enjoy your work. You don't work like that. When I lived in Hawaii, I was growing up in the mountains. We didn't work, 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 work. You work, you put it there. Sometimes you ain't got to do nothing with it for 3, 4, 5 days. You don't work, 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 work. You build a house, then you go chill in it. You don't keep building houses. Think about if you lived in nature. You'll get there, you'll clear the land, you build a house. And once you build a house, now what you finna do? Nothing. There ain't nothing to do. If you go get enough food for eat for 5 days, what you gonna do the next day? Nothing. In a natural world, you don't work like that. This is unnatural. You don't work like that in a natural world. You do your work and then you ain't gotta work for a minute. We live in Hawaii. We go, we get a bunch of bananas, we get a bunch of coconut stuff, we pack them, then we sit back and eat 2 or 3 days. We don't got to keep going to nobody's job and keep going to this. It's an unnatural lifestyle. We're making everybody crazy. That's what it is. It's an unnatural lifestyle. And then they're going to take an unnatural lifestyle, and guess what? Where you busy, and then they're going to tell you, oh, I know what can help. Be more busy. Go find more stuff to do. As if we don't got no jobs or nothing. Basically, it's the lifestyle. That's why more people have a mental illness. This is not normal. It's not normal life. It's not. It's an abnormal life. The relationships is weird. Relationships now is abnormal. This is not. Those are not real relationships. That's why they don't last. because you're working, but you ain't realized you're working for survival. So you're doing all this stuff, all this other crazy arguing and all this. Whereas if you was really working for survival, you wouldn't have time for all that. You would appreciate what you accomplished and you would chill. But you going to work, she going to work. Or if she might not even work, but you got running her mouth, but she don't work. And you go to work and bring all this money in. And what the heck she got to say? Something which don't make no sense. So it's a totally unnatural world. So that's the real reason we have all these sicknesses, not just mental. All this stuff is because the world's set up wrong, and everybody's in it trying to make it work, trying to outdo the other person, and wearing their bodies out, wearing their minds out, and just buying a bunch of junk. Basically, you buy a house and then you just fill it with junk. That's what the house is for. See how much junk you can put in it. It's not to keep the rain off of you, keep a roof over your head. It's to put a bunch of junk in it and straighten it out all the time and have it sitting and then just walk around and look at it. Basically like a museum until you die. But the stuff still be nice though. We take more care of stuff than we do ourselves. Everybody wants stuff, 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 stuff. Then they get stuff. Then somebody got to see you with the stuff. That's mental illness. The only reason you want the stuff is you want somebody to see it. Basically, once you get hip to that, and then you can see it, just get a little raggedy car and go drive around people and see how they look at you. They look at it like something wrong with you because you don't got, you know what I'm saying? Under my country's administration, I couldn't have no country administration because it'd have to be a world program. If the world is off, then my country got to be off because how my country going to survive in the world? This is nothing you can do. This got to be done globally. I couldn't have no country that would be the opposite of the world. It would have to be the same way. All these countries is the same. They try to pretend they ain't. Everybody's in a rat race. They're going to show you, oh, we got a cleaner rat race or it's more comfortable rat race. It's the same shit, different toilet. I mean, globally, I mean, globally, we wouldn't have no country. It wouldn't be no country. You just live where you live and don't bother nobody. Countries need structure and this and that and that. No, we ain't supposed to be working at all. What we working for? What you working for? What you working for? Everything we working for is to buy stuff, and the stuff we buying destroying the planet. Ain't nothing we buying helping. In a natural world, you work according to whatever you want to do. That's on you. If me and my wife and kids, if we build a cabin with 3 rooms and we chilling, that's our business. If you want to go build one with 20 rooms, that's your business. Everybody might not want all that junk. There's no way to fix this, G-Rod. It's all got to be burnt down. Earthquake, lightning, brimstone, this whole planet, everything got to be totally destroyed. That's what's going to happen, G-Rod. All this is going to be destroyed. All of this is going to be destroyed. All of this. That's why these natural disasters is everywhere. They're just not showing you on the news. I was posting them on my Instagram, and they warned me to stop posting to somebody else's content. But what they really was, the Babylon system didn't like that I was showing how many storms really happened. You understand? Because somebody came and took the land and started selling the land and started setting up and making the money and set up a bank and set up a liquor store and build some trains and just turned it into a whole mess, an unrealistic mess. Now people don't live for themselves, G-Rock. Everybody live for somebody to see them. People don't live for themselves. Everything they do is for somebody else. They don't live no kind of decent life. You live in a life where people try to judge you. It's like a judge life. I have people come here all the time. They be judging me. They be judging me. They be saying crazy shit. They'll judge you. They ask you like, man, how much money you got? You got money? You know, they be like, oh, you got money, man? How much money you got? You know, crazy stuff. And they're gonna be 70 years old before they realize that money don't mean nothing. You still 70, and the clock's still ticking. And money ain't gonna make it stop ticking. You just waste your time chasing money. They be saying you broke and all that, but what difference do it make to them? Are the assets, am I going to be able to live 300 years if I get the assets? What the assets going to do? This is what they do. They chase the assets, they pass the assets to their children blow the assets back in the same situation. The ones that keep the assets and this one that don't keep the assets, this is like a rat race, you know, to the point where they just can't go be happy. They trying to see what you got. They mad because you ain't chasing it. They mad because you don't got a lot of money, which is the craziest stuff in the world. How you mad because somebody else ain't got a lot of money? I guess. They have all that money. They be in the dialysis. They be sick. I mean, Biden diagnosed with prostate cancer. I'm not a bit. Well, he ain't gonna eat right, so yeah, he probably been had it. Eating all that poison, you know what I'm saying? So that's why everybody's stressed out. That's why mental illness is so on the rise. They got all kind of paint. You don't know what's in this paint. Everything got forever chemicals in it. Like I said, they said that in our brain we got a spoon of plastic. How you not gonna have mental illness when you got a spoon of plastic in your brain? See, that's what I'm talking about. They said we got a spoon of plastic in our brain from all this plastic. I mean, ain't nothing to enjoy with money. That's all. Like, there's nothing to enjoy with money. That's all like a false illusion. What are you gonna do with it? So now you get money. Now you're trying to find enjoyment. It's the crazy. It's just crazy. Joy. How? It's all an illusion. Okay, you got a lot of money. Okay, how you enjoy it? Or you fly all over the place for no reason. I went to Paris. I went to there, to there. Okay. How do you enjoy money? I've never enjoyed money in my life. How? That's the whole nut stuff right there. How do you enjoy money? Buy cars and trucks? Buy like a big old house with a big old yard? That's enjoyment, I guess. That's fun. Some people don't know what I'm talking about. You ever been around a lot of people with a lot of money? Man, I'm not flying all over the place to buy no fruit. I mean, if I go, but I'm not jumping on no plane, put my life in danger to get no guava when plane crash. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody ask me the other day, do I want to see the world? And they got mad because I said, no, for what? That's a false illusion. You want to see the world because the people on TV told you that's what you do. So you watch these lifestyle of the rich and famous and all this, and they tell you you're supposed to go to France, you're supposed to go here, you're supposed to go there. And that's a great, beautiful life. In reality, anybody been on a plane know it sucks. That ain't no fun. I just went out of town for a month. That wasn't nothing to me. Jumping on no plane, going somewhere else and breathing and water, drinking water. And, you think, oh no, I'm not just drinking water. I'm drinking water in England. It's like some crazy. Yeah, I went to. Yeah, it's like crazy. You go somewhere and you like. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed. I learned. I lived in Hawaii, so I watched all the suckers. So I watched people. I watched them. You know what I mean? I lived there and I watched the people get money come to Hawaii. They thought they was doing something. You should have seen them. They come to Hawaii for 1 week, boy, they think they did something. And all they did was like go to a hotel. They didn't do nothing. They just flew out there for I don't know what. Suckers, basically. They ain't do nothing. They gonna go back and say they had a good time. What did you do actually? Well, we went here and we went to this and we went to that. And that was fun. So that show you how sad it is. You know what I mean? Ain't no way I'm flying nowhere and going no store talking about it's fun. It's just a store. You know what I'm saying? If you seen one store, you seen them all. You seen one beach, you seen them all. I ain't going all the way. I had a lady, she wanted to go to France, got mad because I said I didn't want to go. France raggedy, it smell like pee. She got mad. What the hell I want to go to France for? Just to go so I can say I've been to France because it's called France? Y'all seen the slums in France? They like right down the street from the Eiffel Tower. Like right down there, it's raggedy. I'm talking about close to it. It's raggedy. It's raggedy in Europe. A lot of the countries smell like pee. They just pee out in the alleys and everywhere. France is primitive. Y'all remember when it got hot? What was it, about 10, 15 years ago? And all them people died in France? Man, I'm not really just hopping around like that, G-Rock. I might go and get some jewelry or something, but, if I don't, if I do or if I don't, you younger than me, you'll see. You know what I'm saying? You're younger than me. Go ahead, live your life, and then that's the only way you're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go look and see for yourself. You're gonna see. See, I lived in a vacation spot, and that's where I lived at. Everybody want to come to Chicago. Everybody want to go to L.A. Everybody want to go to Miami. Everybody want to go. You know, man, I don't got to see none of that shit. I mean, it's cool if that's what turn you on, if you like seeing stuff. But to me, that's not life, going all the way around the world just to see something. And then say, what? Okay, I've seen it. But what do that really do for me? Nothing. I don't feel. What did it do for me? What does it actually do? Nothing. You know what I mean? I live in a big city. People come to Chicago, they be like, man, they think they did something. But what you think we think about it? We live here. Chicago is one of them cities, you know. Chicago done won 7 times in a row, the best city in the United States. Everybody wants to come to Chicago, and they think they're doing something. Why? I don't think they're doing nothing. That's why I'm trying to tell you, it's an illusion. When you go to France, you think you're doing something, but the people in France don't think that. The only people think they're doing something is the people going there, but the people live there, it's nothing. So then it's an illusion because it ain't no big deal to the people there. It's only a big deal to you. So how is it a big deal if it's not a big deal to everybody? It's an illusion. You're a slave, basically. They sold you the trash dream. They sold it to you. That's why everybody take pictures, because if you don't show nobody, you know, come back. Yeah, me and the wife, me and the wife, we just went to Mexico, man. Me and the wife, we just went here, we just went there. That's why these dudes be having a fit when they wife leave them, because he done took her all over the world. She still cheated on his goofy ass. He thought he could buy it. He figured, I done bought all this, I done did all this. She don't care. It's an illusion. You already be somewhere beautiful and you're looking for something beautiful. It's like you throw your life away to chase the money, and then you got to do something with it, or you ain't gonna feel right. And I did all this work, made this money. I'm gonna go live my life. That's what they be saying. But the psychology of I'm gonna go live my life come off the fact you wasn't living your life. You was slaving for that dollar. So once you slave for that dollar, now you want to go live your life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Now you want to live your life. You know what I'm saying? Look at all, I mean, people want to go to Africa. G-Rock, you know. They want to go to Africa. They think they doing something, but the Africans don't think you doing nothing. They looking at you crazy. Brother and sister went to Africa. The African told them, my friend the other day went to Africa. They said, why'd you come here? They went to Ghana. One of my friends, him and this woman, they went to Ghana. And all the Africans kept asking them, why'd you leave America to come over here? What, is you crazy? He said, Pharaoh, you've been telling me that. I said, no, I ain't got to tell you. Keep flying around wasting your time. The only thing that's valuable is life. If you fly all around the world and you die at 40, and I sit in one spot and live to 100, you lost. Basically, because you think that was something. Some people think that's more better than taking care of themselves. They want to go see some shit. Some same stuff. It's just it ain't nothing really. You out there in Hawaii seeing people taking pictures. They be taking pictures of the beaches and stuff. They be at all with the beach. It's got black sand. They're like, "Ooh, black sand beach." It was tripping me out. I was like, "Wow, that's how I got like this, living in one of the most tourist places in the world." Living in Chicago, L.A., and Hawaii is a big deal. I didn't go on vacation. I lived in these places. So I think tourism at the top. It's just all an illusion, basically. And that's why people are stressed out because everybody chasing it. And the ones that's chasing it think about the ones that can't chase it. Then they believe that's the life, but then they don't get it now. They be depressed. They be down and out. They be depressed because they can't do it. And so now when you got poor people, they can't do it. That's what make the people that got money feel like they doing something. Yeah, I went. You can't go. That's really what it's all about. I went. So that's just making everybody mental health worse, including the people that go, because these people going and they still crazy. Let's take a break and we finish. And the mental illness just gonna get worse and worse and worse. It ain't gonna get no better. You know, when you got the nice cars and all that stuff, and people the way they gloat over it and all that, it's irritating. They don't have nothing else better to do than that. That's what's causing all the stress. You got the haves and the have-nots. And the haves, they just want to have. They don't never get enough. But they so selfish, they'll never think, well, if you get all this, you got somebody else's stuff. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no way you can have all this without other people being poor. This is the world we live in. So these selfish people, all they want is how much they could get. They never think that the more you get, the less the other person could get. Then you want to say, they ain't got no good work ethic. They don't work good. They didn't do this. They didn't go to take the right stuff in school. You start making excuses. But the reason the earth is unbalanced, because these selfish, greedy people, they want everything. They don't care if they destroy the world. They just want to get on planes, just be flying around. Right? That's another thing. I ain't really into flying around and around on no planes like that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna want to equally have stuff. Everybody just want to live their life, but they changed it to make us all chase stuff. Nobody, you ain't supposed to know if I'm equal or not. Who's keeping score? See, that's what I'm talking about. And ain't nobody, life is just life. You just trying to go enjoy life. You ain't trying to be accumulating a bunch of junk. I've seen it. I've seen it with my father's generation. I've seen it with my generation. I'm telling you young people something. All that stuff is nonsense. Okay? Eat, take care of yourself, live your life, enjoy wherever you at, Whatever you're doing, wherever you at, stop trying to go somewhere to enjoy yourself. Because if you can't enjoy yourself where you at, you can't enjoy yourself nowhere. You flying around, going around looking at all this junk. Basically, it's crazy. It's slavery. That's because you're a slave. So you got to go do something. You're trying to reward yourself. This is what's causing the stress. Once they work you, you owe yourself. Because I was kind of born with a silver spoon and because I worked for myself, I never owed myself. I never owed myself. I worked for me. So it wasn't no different when I went to work and got off. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm off work. I got to go. That mentality comes because you work for somebody else. And you work for somebody else. And now when you get off, I got to go reward myself. I work for myself, so I ain't got to reward myself. When I get money, I don't got to go and spend it because I've been a slave for somebody else. That's a slave mentality. You slaving, you selling your body, you selling your life to get this money. You selling they charging you 40 hours a week. They charging you 40 hours of your life a week to get this money. And that's not counting the 2 hours for transportation. They really charging you 50 hours a week. You sell your soul to get that shit. So then when you sell your soul to get it, and then I don't want to sell my soul to get it, then you want to compare what you got from selling your soul to me, and you want to say, you ain't ran and chased this stuff like me. You know what I'm saying? That's what you be sound like to me. Look at all this stuff I chased. Why you ain't been chasing this stuff? You know? Basically. I mean, they just chasing stuff. Most of them ain't never had none before. You know what I'm saying? I'm like my daddy. My daddy bought Cadillacs all the time. He didn't care nothing about them cars. My daddy didn't care nothing about no material stuff. To him, it was just a car. We never went to see the world. We went to see our relatives. Every vacation we went on, we went to see our relatives. We didn't go see no place. We went to see people that we love, our family members. And I used to watch everybody gloating over my clothes and gloating over my daddy's car. I thought they was crazy. That's what all this, if people don't understand what I'm saying, that's where this is coming from. When you create a rat race like this, that's what happens. And when you create that rat race and you go get all this money and stuff, your life in danger because somebody want to unalive you now because now you creating have-nots, and the have-nots, they're gonna break in your house. They're gonna take everything you got. They're gonna hijack you. See what I'm saying? They're gonna rob you for your watches and stuff. See what I mean? So you're gonna pay because it's a fake world. Think about it. Before they had planes and stuff, who was flying all over the world? Nobody. That's unnatural. So now you build all these Babylon planes that's destroying the atmosphere. Now you could fly all over the world. But before men had planes, you just lived where you lived your whole life. Now you saying your life is better than their life? You saying the people of old, they didn't have a good life because they couldn't get on an airplane and fly all the way to another country? So Christ didn't have a good life, huh? Because he couldn't get on a plane and go to Paris. All the old people that we read, the Moses and all them, Jeremiah and them, they ain't had no good life because they couldn't fly to go see no, you know what I'm saying? That just show you how wicked we done got. It's wicked, basically. I never liked the game. I never liked it. I never liked the money chasing game. When you get around people that's getting money, them the worst people you ever meet in your life. They horrible. They some horrible human beings. I'm telling you, that's all they think about. They're like they're like models. They just model their whole life. Everything they got is for somebody to see it. They ain't living no life. Their whole life is a reflection of somebody looking at them. You can tell, because that's the only reason you buy all that stuff, for somebody else to look at you. If there wasn't nobody looking at you, you wouldn't want that junk. So you pick up a girl, she want to ride with you because she wants somebody to see her in that car. Yeah, I hit the like button. She wants somebody to see her. And that's why we got all this mental illness. People going to definitely go crazy. They're going to go crazy and crazy because it's not sustainable and nobody want to face it. It's not sustainable. It's a life that when you got the haves and the have not, that's going to blow up in your face. And then the haves, they don't care what they do to the planet. They just want to have fun. They don't care how many hurricanes they make, how many tornadoes they make. They slow because they should know that all these natural disasters is because of them the way they moving around the planet. But no, then the storms and stuff come through, tear all their stuff up. Everything they got be gone. That's what y'all finna see. Y'all finna see all these people bought all these nice homes, all that stuff finna get these, all that stuff finna get tore up. They don't. Hopefully they don't be in the house when they come. These storms gonna tear all this stuff up. The day before yesterday, the storm came. The whole Chicago was black. It was like a dust just came from nowhere. Never happened before. The whole Chicago was like this black dust, like dirt. Could nobody see nothing. I didn't know because I didn't go outside that day. Weather been acting a fool because the money they using the money to destroy the planet. You can't show me nothing good that they do with money. They don't do nothing good with money. You ain't never seen these trillionaires come in no neighborhood and buy everybody food or nothing like that. They'll wait till like Thanksgiving or something. But you never see these people with this money. You never see them give nobody nothing unless it's for publicity stunt. I mean, yeah, this is my shirt that say vegetation is the source of all medication. Yeah, go get you one. Go to www. Vegetation is the source of our medication. I got the herbs on here. You know what I'm saying? I got this from the older brother, older Muslim brother. So I'm not saying, well, I just don't like, I don't like the way the world's set up, so I don't like the way nothing operates because everything is unnatural. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fire. You know what I'm saying? It got all the plants on there. Vegetation is the source of all medication. The brothers say it all the time. Take it from him. The brother Melchizedek, he always said that, and I went and made the shirt. I got a lot of nice stuff ready to come out, but I'm not against nobody making money or nothing like that. I feel like everybody do their own thing. Do your thing. I'm into being creative. So if I do something creative and make a lot of money, that's a good thing. But I'll be more happy about it succeeded than the money. Because I don't see why with all this money, I don't see why everybody ain't got a nice home. These people got money. People got trillions and hundreds of trillions of dollars, and they ain't gonna build some homes. Like, I don't understand. You got all this money, it's homeless people everywhere. There's something wrong with that. I like to have nice things, but I don't like to see other people without. That's a conflict of interest for me. I just can't overlook all these other starving people. Like, some people could get money and they just think, oh, and they don't only think about themselves, what they got and what they doing. You know what I'm saying? And they don't care nothing about the rest of the people. And we know everybody can't do that. Everybody ain't Pharaoh. Everybody ain't LeBron James. Everybody ain't Michael Jordan. Everybody can't do that. So how selfish is we that when you fortunate enough to do this, you not looking at nobody else? You know what I'm saying? And that's why the storm's gonna come and tear this up. And that's why you got the mental illness and stuff going crazy. It's gonna get worse. Because you got sisters out here working at McDonald's, got to work double shifts, 2 jobs just to barely feed their baby. And that's why our rent is so high, and that's why everything is high. Because these people with money, they the ones ruining the planet for everybody. Because they suckers, they'll pay it. And see, so when they'll pay it, then the prices go up and starve everybody else out. Because they'll pay it. And that's why the bottom finna fall out the country, because there ain't enough for them to keep it running. So these people got money. They kept driving the price up, but it ain't enough for them to keep the country running. So now you got all these homeless people, and all these people can't make it, and the whole country collapsed, and them people gonna be broke. Like the last time the money fell in America, y'all remember back in the 30s, the Great Depression, and them rich dudes was jumping out of windows committing suicide. They just went broke because if the bottom don't eat, the top ain't gonna eat. I don't know what's wrong with them. It's just greed. Greed is crazy. Yeah, all them people flying to Hawaii, and you got homeless camps all over Hawaii. Did y'all know that? Do you know them people? Ain't that many people out there? You got like 7,000 people out there homeless. Big old homeless camp, 7, 8, 900 people, nowhere to live. All that land. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's greed and it's the mindset. You know what I'm saying? G-Rod, it's the mindset. Like I say, when I was little, I had a little Chevy. I had a little Chevy Vega. My daddy had these big old cars. And My friends, when I said, man, let's go out, I'm going to drive, they wanted me to get my daddy's car. Now, I got a Vega, they number 2 years old. I'm happy. I ain't number 16, I got my own car. My friends ain't got no car, but they want me to get my daddy's Cadillac. Hey, that was weird to me. That they was just freaking out over that car like that. That car wasn't nothing to me. It's just a car. You know, that car don't mean nothing like that. My daddy didn't treat that car like that car meant nothing. But these people, the car meant everything because they didn't have it. It was just a car. But now that's gone to the extreme. So that's why, and I'm talking about this, get back to the point. That's why mental illness is going up and it's going to go up. It's going to get worse. Everybody's life going to be in danger because people going to be doing crazy stuff. Suicide bombing and all that. Because it's driving the people crazy. They ain't got too materialistic and it's just not, that's not life. Life is chilling. Life ain't about chasing no money. And, you know what I'm saying? You know, my boy, man, he chasing money, chasing money. Oh, man, he got all these houses. He had all these cars. Now he had 8 cancers. And he sold his butt clothes. He cut off one of his testicles. He had a cancer in the side. He had a cancer in the back of his brain. Got 8 cancer surgeries. He's flat broke. Barely making it from all that money. Gone. Kids ain't nothing. Money gone. Just like that. Because he cared about the money. That's all he cared about. You know what I'm saying? And he got sick and lost everything. You know what I mean? Because people care about the wrong things, man. You know what I'm saying? When the wealth is the food is the wealth, fruit and vegetables is the wealth. Money is just a piece of paper that somebody put to try to make it look like they got wealth with a worthless piece of paper. It's the biggest scam ever. It's just a worthless piece of paper. It's the biggest scam ever. Money. That's why all these people got all these problems because it ain't just the money, it's what they doing with the money is making people sick. A lot of this money is coming from these toxic factories and stuff. So yeah, somebody's becoming a billionaire. Look at Elon Musk. Built that plant out there like next to Memphis and polluting the black people out there with that. Now they all for him to get filthy rich, all of them got to get cancer and all of that. This is where the money be coming from. The money be dirty money. It ain't no clean money. All the money is corrupt. It's sinful, which is crazy. And then people be like, well, but and then they force you to have it. And now after they force you to have it, now they finna take it away and put you on digits. It's finna be worse than money. You're gonna be chasing digits. You're gonna be chasing a number with no money. Like my bank account, man, I got 30 million in my bank account. You ain't gonna have no money. You're just gonna have something say 30 million, which is crazy. That's where we going now. And the mental illness is gonna go up and up and up and up. It's gonna be dangerous probably about another 24 months. It's dangerous now, but it's gonna get worse. These people are gonna break. They can't do all this. You know what I'm saying? These people can't survive. They can't do this. It's too much. You know, when I lived in Hawaii, we drive the van down to the beach, go get mangoes and stuff, live on the beach like 45 days. Sometimes you live on the beach like 3 weeks, then the police will come and say you got to move down to the next beach so they could clean that beach. We move down to the next beach, then they move it. It was a life, man. Nothing, just chilling, man. Just sitting out there listening to music. Just chilling. Go get your fruit free off the tree. You ain't got a care in the world. You don't got to clock in and clock out. Even when you work for yourself, you're like a slave. I'm telling you, I'm in the music business. I did all type of stuff. You still be you be a slave, like they be slaving you. They be sucking the blood out you, sucking the life out you. By the time you look up, man, it's crazy. Then they be going broke. It's crazy. If I had $10 million right now, I wouldn't want nobody to know it. I would still just want to live regular. I wouldn't want to be bothered with all that. I give that stuff to my kids, my grandkids, let them worry about it. I wouldn't be trying to buy no whole bunch of crazy shit. I definitely wouldn't buy no big ass house. I don't want no big old house. I don't want nothing I got that take on me. I want to own it. I don't want it to own me. I'm not gonna be running around trying to clean no big old house and vacuum no big old house and manage. Man, I'm not for that. Dang, that ain't no fun. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bought this big old monstrosity. Now I got to spend all this time fixing and babying the house. You know what I'm saying? Hell, dog. You learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know some brothers, man, they go get this money, man, they get the woman of their dream. They get a divorce. She don't be happy. You know what I mean? They don't be happy, G Rod. They still like I know some people with some big money just don't name drop. They wives all left them with the money. She was only happy at first. You know what I'm saying? She was only happy at first and she still left. Then they be sick and all the money in the world can't get his testicle back, my boy. Matter of fact, I had to loan him $2,000. He ain't gave it back to me yet. He was rich. It's a dirty world, y'all. That's why everybody's having. That's why mental illness is going up because everything evil come with the money. Bad food, bad water, bad things in the store. Because you can't make money unless you cheat people. So you got to make a big old bottle of soda with some chemicals in it. And it's cheap, cost you know, 13 cents to make it. You can sell it for $2, 2.60. You know what I'm saying? It's evil. That's how you get money. That's how you get more money than everybody else. Whether it's drugs on the streets or big business, it's dog eat dog. It's crazy. You know what I mean? People going crazy. They ain't gonna be able to take it. See, the first people could take it because they came from down south, right? So the first group from the Great Migration, after they had the drought, they had the Wall Street crash, and then they had the big old drought, right? They had the Great Depression. They had no food. The farms got all messed up. So then when they got that back kind of halfway decent, everybody ran to come up north to get these jobs. And when they came and got the jobs, by the time you got to the 70s, it was booming, right? It was booming. But then the greed kept on. So now the cities wanted to overcharge the companies. So the companies, all the factories left. Boom. It's been collapsing ever since. Donald Trump knows it's going to collapse. He's just trying to grab all the money, him and Musk, for him and their family, and let it go ahead and collapse. Because it ain't never going to work like this the way they got it set up. So now people going crazy. They stressed. People are stressed out. All you got to do, come to Chicago, big city, get up at 8 in the morning, go out and rush hour traffic. You see them, they stressed out. They're like robots. Now they're a little depressed because they got to go back to work tomorrow. They was grinning and cheesing Friday. Oh, it was popping Friday, Saturday, and the day. You know what I'm saying? If you got a woman or whatever, you got to call her like Thursday, Friday. She feeling good. Call her today. She got to go to work tomorrow. Her whole energy is like, it's crazy. Like two different people. You know, then back to work, it's like a working vibe. And then life start coming back in them like Thursday. It's the weirdest psychological. It's just round and round. You gotta get some shoes, you gotta get some clothes, you gotta get an outfit. You know, you gotta try to find somewhere to go. Oh, Beyonce, come on, let's go. You gotta find a restaurant, you gotta find something to justify being a slave. So this is why people going crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So people starting to go crazy because everybody can't cut it. Everybody not G-Rod, everybody not me. We can cut it, but everybody can't cut it. So now San Francisco, ghost town, homeless people everywhere. Chicago, Michigan Avenue, the water tower, a jewel of the city. They had to take everybody from the top floors and bring them down to the first 5 floors. On my soul. They got like a damn swap meet in the water tower. You think I'm lying? They got regular people can go and get a little booth and tables in the water tower on Michigan Avenue. You can go down there. There's regular people in there with tables selling cookies and stuff. All the businesses gone, fell, gone. They had to move everybody from the top down to the only 5 floors occupied. They trying to figure out what they're going to do up at the rest of that building. Ain't nobody in that building. A few months ago, we went to Benihana. I went to Benihana. There wasn't nobody in there. With nobody in there, just a few people at our table. Matter of fact, when we got there, with no workers, there was nobody there. I'm like, dang, what the hell's going on? Ain't nobody down there. The economy crashing right in front of everybody's face. That's why Trump running around trying to stack his bread real quick. Because it's finna hit. Boom. Right now, if you like spending money, you're a fool. Don't buy nothing. Not right now. You better wait and see what happens. Ain't no money out there. People broke. People broke. All them fancy cars, you can get them now. They had to take them back. They get repoed. I'm telling you, you can. What kind of car you want now? You can get it for the low. Because when you get money, and then the money stop, and then the bills keep going, and you be broke. All that money be gone. When the period comes where you ain't getting no money and you got to make it on your own and you buy all this stuff, and that money just be, you look up, you ain't got your job 18 months, you broke. You never added up how much I got to pay for all this if I lose my job. Am I going to be able to maintain this lifestyle? No. You're gonna fall. And the mental illness is finna be crazy. You gotta watch people. You gotta watch people because they're gonna be going crazy. Should you take all your cash out the bank? You can have it in the bank, but I'll put my money in a safe deposit box where I can get to it. I ain't gotta wait for them. I ain't gotta wait for no ATM or nothing. I gotta be able. You guys need to be able to touch it. Remember all them people standing outside in Greece? What was that 3, 4 years ago when the banks just closed on them? They couldn't get their money. But you're gonna start having this mental illness, so it's gonna be dangerous. Like right now, people is just doing crazy stuff. Like they'll just attack you. Like go look it up. The trains in New York, Chicago, the bus stops. Go look it up. People in their cars, in convenience stores, in stores, at gas stations. Y'all ain't seen these random attacks like people just going crazy and just doing stuff to people. They don't want to report it all at one time so that you won't peep how much is happening. People going crazy. They breaking. They like mental stress. Y'all don't see how these billionaires and millionaires going broke? Floyd? You don't see that? They going broke. You don't see Fat Joe? Got to do a podcast. Y'all don't see all these celebrities doing podcasts? Y'all don't see the singers? Okay? Ain't no singers, ain't no concerts. Y'all ain't paying no attention. It's like concerts is like far in between. Y'all don't see that. It's like ain't nobody getting. It's no money moving. Beyonce barely sold tickets, and then some fools went and bought all the tickets and tried to raise the price way up and got stuck with all the tickets, messed the show up. Nobody can come to the show because these fools bought all the tickets and tried to raise the price real high, but can nobody afford to buy the price? They did. They got stuck with all them tickets. so now the feds say they finna find them. They finna find them and lock them up because they shouldn't have bought all them tickets and tried to double and triple the price. They go into prison and they get caught. So mental illness is gonna get worse, y'all. Try to eat the best you can and be careful, because people is really losing it. People are really going crazy. That's what you know what I'm saying? That's what's really going on, Casey. You see Casey and Diddy crazy. I know y'all see they went crazy. They went crazy, both of them. Y'all don't see these celebrities going crazy, these politicians going crazy? Like serious, like mental illness, like for real. I don't know if y'all paying attention. News people, everybody. You look up, they having outbursts and stuff. And you think it's just unprofessional. No, people is snapping. The stress for chasing the money, the system. People going crazy. I'm telling you. You better keep your head on the swivel. You might get attacked for no reason out here now. It's bad, y'all. Trust me when I'm telling you. Watch. As soon as this summer over, watch what they're going to be offering for flights overseas and stuff. They're going to be giving it away. They wish you do want to come on a cruise or something because they ain't making nothing. The smart people locking down. The dummies still spending. But the smart people, they ain't finna spend no money. People I talk to say, man, they're not spending no money till 2027, 2028. They say they're not spending nothing. Go look. You're going to have two type people. Everybody finna downside so they can keep their money. They trying to get rid of them trucks, cars, all that. Somebody trying to sell me that stuff, man. I don't want that stuff. Because everybody see where it's going. It's finna crash. Economy finna crash. Totally. Bamboo toilet paper is like $1.30, almost $2 a roll. Toilet paper gonna be $2 a roll in a couple of weeks. And it might not be no lot of food on the shelves and all that. It's gonna get ugly. So mental illness, like when you in the stores and stuff like that, you better keep your eyes open. Like people's going crazy. They're attacking innocent people and all of that. And the news, what they're doing now is they running the news through social media and they letting social media shut down certain stories. They'll they'll shadow it or they'll make it blurry so you can't see. They getting rid of the news and everything. You ain't gonna be able to report what's going on or nothing, but it's getting bad. I'm telling you that. It's getting bad, Daniel. Danielle, it's getting bad. Trust me what I'm telling you. That's why I wanted to talk about this mental health situation because it's really getting bad and it's going to get very dangerous because they just have an outburst, mass shootings, all of that. Y'all think that boy get caught with that gun and started crying and all that the other day? He started crying, then he went to jail, he started telling on people right on camera. These shorties out here starving. It's crazy, I'm telling you. You're gonna be able to fly. Man, look, you're gonna be able to fly to Europe for about $100, $125. What? Remember I told you first, it's gonna be $125. My friend was on a plane, he said, well, nobody on there. He said, well, nobody on there. He had the whole row. Three people said it wasn't nobody. On the plane. Yeah. Just went up to the car and hit her. Yeah, they going crazy, cat. It's collapsing. And all this food, and like I said, cat, they saying that we got a spoon of plastic in our brain. So with all this poison, all this no stick dishes and all that, I've been telling y'all get cast iron. It's almost like the dawn of the dead. Heck yeah, it's gonna be crazy in Chicago. I'm not gonna be out there. Somebody will ask me why I don't come out, why I ain't outside like that. I said, man, what is you crazy? I be paying attention. I know what's going on. I be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay attention. And like when you got your social media, you need to be following other people than what you follow. You need to be following all the news. If you got the Instagrams, you need to be following ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox. You need to be following all the news. Need to come up in your feed and keep your eyes open because it's going to get ugly. It's definitely going to get ugly. Mental illness is through the roof. So many people talking to themselves. So many people got violent outbursts. These dudes is crashing out. You know what I'm saying? If I was 27 years old with no kids in the daytime, what business would I be in? I don't. I'm not the type of entrepreneur. See, you got two different type of entrepreneurs. I'm not the type of entrepreneur that see a good business and get in it. That ain't the type of entrepreneur I do. So I don't jump into business because it make money. I'm the type of entrepreneur that get an idea that I just want to grow my own idea. You got two type of entrepreneurs. That's an excellent question. You got one type of entrepreneur. They look to see what's making money and they jump into it. Then you got the other type of entrepreneur like me that likes to create from scratch an idea we got. I don't. So that's why sometimes we don't make the money real fast. Because some entrepreneurs they go there just making money, they jump in that. I don't do that. So I don't know what I would be doing. Because I wouldn't be doing. I don't do business like that. I just don't go and say, "Oh, this is making money." Jump into that. But that's good too for some entrepreneurs. That's not what I do. I like to create my own thing and then see if that works. And if it don't, create something else. And you lose like that sometimes. But I don't chase it. So it's two different types of entrepreneurs. So I can't say what I would be doing if I was 27. I can't say. I could say though, if I was 27 something and I had a lot of money, I wouldn't invest it right now. If I was starting business now, if I had a lot of money now, I would start a lot of little bitty businesses. I wouldn't start no big investment. I would do a bunch of small business to pay my bills. That's it. I would not throw no bunch of money out right now for no business. Ain't no way. Hell no. I do a bunch of small businesses. And I gotta be vague because I got some stuff I'm gonna be doing. I don't want to tell nobody, but yeah, I would not right now. Oh hell, I wouldn't. No, I invest no, man, do not invest no money right now. If you got a job, keep your job and stack your money because you're liable to lose your shirt off your back right now. One thing with business, the bruh, this is the thing with business. The NC nurse, always remember the key with making money is the people got to be making money. You in the business, you in the business to make money. If you see the people not making no money, how you gonna make money if they ain't got no money? The people is losing their jobs and the people not finna have no money. This is not the time to start no new business. Now some people might start, they might get lucky and happen. That's the business, you roll the dice. But me, right now, invest in a business and give up the money I got to try to get it back, because that's what you're doing, you're gambling. I would not put no money out, no big money out now to come back. Instead of investing uh, tens of thousands of dollars of big business, you do better investing 500, 500, 500, 500, a bunch of small business right now. So that way, this hit, this don't, this hit, then you can eat. You can keep a roof over your head. But as far as jumping out the window with a big investment right now, who gonna buy it? Who gonna support it? Because everything is drying up right now. That's why everybody on the internet. Why y'all ain't ask yourself why Shannon Sharp and Fat Joe and all these people, why they on the internet? Why is all these celebrities on YouTube? You ever ask yourself that? Because there ain't no money out here. People trying to figure out how they can make money and pay some bills. It dries a bone out here right now. I'm telling you, you better listen. It's dry. It's bone dry. You gotta keep your eyes open. You gotta see the streets. You gotta see what's going on. Next time you go in the store, just look. Any store. You don't see any store. Go in there. I bet it ain't gonna be popping. Not right now. It's not the time to invest no money. What's going on, Amra? Yeah, this ain't the time to invest no money. Not no big investments. You might not never get that back. I'm telling you. That's why Trump flying around grifting, getting all he could get right now. I'm trying to tell you, Michael Jordan. Yeah, they ain't no money out here. Michael Jordan going doing commentary. What they tell you? You know why? Because he didn't sell that house. They bought the house for way cheap comparative. He couldn't sell a house for years. Finally sold it for nothing. The only reason he sold it for nothing because it was going to cost him money. So he just want to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. Everybody on YouTube, y'all ain't saying that? Everybody. Why you think Fat Joe and Jada Kiss on YouTube? Jada don't even like talking to people. You want to make some money right now, you better get some stuff called $1, $3, and $5, and you can be a millionaire. Yeah, $1, $3, and $5, and you could be a millionaire. If it's closed, you could do $10, $12, $15. You're gonna be a multimillionaire. Yeah, this is sour sop tea with maple syrup in it. Every now and then I drink soursop for like a couple of months. It's like a cancer fighter, they say. They say it help prevent cancer. Yeah, y'all, it's going down. Save your money right now though. Don't buy no new purchases. If you got a car and it still run, keep it. If you got some type of business, try to figure out how you can come up with another hustle. Like if you got box trucks or anything like that, you better try to figure it out and stack up a little money to make it through the drought because it's coming. They put the wrong guy in the presidency. I'm saying he talking about merit. He ain't got no merit to do no business. Every business he had fails. So how you talking about merit? People go for it. They really believe this guy's a businessman. This guy is not a businessman. His daughter doing the business and that Jewish dude that went to jail for him, that went to Rikers Island for him. They the ones doing the business. All this money come from leasing his name. They said he leased his name to the Trump Towers. They pay him a lot of money to use that name. That ain't even his buildings. He just leasing his name to him. I'm telling you, he looking for some money somewhere. That's for sure. Don't spend no money right now. You can spend a little small money. Don't spend no big money. Yeah, soursop tea. I drink soursop tea all the time. Like I'll take a break and then I'll drink it for like a month or 2 months straight. The bag is almost empty. I got to order some more. You get them off of Amazon. Amazon got the best ones. Hey, I drink this behind my protein shakes. I've been drinking protein shakes like day in, day out, so I have to take a break and drink water and stuff like that. Get up in the morning, I put some some salt, and a thing of water like this, and I drink that. Or you can take the salt and put it on your tongue, not table salt, some good salt. Put it on your tongue and then drink the water and that salt and make sure your body take all the water in. So I'm trying to get in the gym and bulk up in a couple of weeks. And knock this book out. Anyway, if you got relatives and stuff that got mental illness and stuff, the main thing you want to do is get them get them on a lot of fruits. Get them on fruits. If you get them on fruits, that'll help them. You know what I'm saying? Get them on these fruits. Dark chocolate. You know, you can get dark chocolate that's, got a little cane sugar in it and a little, like some kind of nut milk. You know what I'm saying? So it tastes just like milk chocolate, but it's not. If it is milk chocolate, it ain't cow milk. And strawberries and bell peppers, Brussels sprouts. Get them on some of these vegetables and try to get them. And once again, for all of y'all, every time you wake up, stop letting these people tell you you're supposed to jump out the bed and start hustling. Yeah, but after you hustle and hustle and hustle, then you got to stay in the bed. You can't hustle. You're gonna hurt yourself. So if I'm hustling, I'm working hard, getting all my business together, 2, 3, 4 days, I'm not getting that whole lot of sleep, then I'll take a day to sleep and get rest. This is very important. You got to do both. You got to get a lot of sleep and you got to get rest. And they be talking to y'all like rest is sleep. No, it's not. So just because you got a good night's sleep, that don't mean you rested your legs and your feet and your body. Your body need another type of rest. Sleep do one thing. Laying down do another thing. Lay down. Stop jumping out the bed. If it's your off day, stop thinking. Listen, some weekends don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. You go to work Monday through Friday. You get off work Friday, buy all your food and stuff you need in the house and stay in the bed. You're going to make more money like that because just because you get your sleep don't mean you got your rest. So when you get your sleep, that's when your body slows down, your heart rate go down, all that. That helps that. But your legs, your arms, your shoulder, all that, it don't get rested from sleep. It get rested from rest. That's why when you go to the hospital, they keep you in the bed. And so if you know somebody that do have some type of mental illness, make sure they rest. Stop jumping up every day out the bed. Lay there. If it's a weekend you ain't got nothing to do, you in the bed, you wake up at 10. Lay there till 1. I guarantee you that a lot of times if you get up, you wake up at 9 in the morning, or you feel like you're going to get up at 10 in the morning, I guarantee you if you lay there, you'll fall back to sleep and sleep hard. You might not wake up till 5 that evening. What that tell you? You might get up at 10, and if you lay there, you might fall asleep, and when you wake back up, it might be 3 in the evening. What that tell you? I'm telling you. Because you got to get rest and sleep. And they just keep telling you sleep, get some out of sleep, but you ain't getting no rest. 8 hours is not enough rest. You can't just be up on your feet and stuff all the time, especially if you're a hustler, you get money, you got to rest. You ain't going to be able to get no money. You ain't going to get no money if you don't get no rest. Every now and then, you just got to lay around. This going to help with your mental, your physical, and everything. It's going to get you back balanced. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes make your children stay in the bed. When they get up, say, no, stay in the bed. Stay in the bed another 2 hours. Yep. And when you go back in there 30 minutes later, they're going to be asleep. They was going to get up, but they ain't rested. You know what I'm saying? And you got to eat right. You can't be eating all these, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you going to eat a bunch of creatures and then have the same mind when you taking in their DNA. And be on the lookout because mental health is going up. I'm going to say that one more time. And people is attacking people and all of that. Like they zombies. It's out here. So keep your head on the swivel because people are going crazy. I'm telling you, they going crazy. All across this country, you should see what's going on the trains, the L trains, and the Amtrak trains and stuff, taking people back and forth to work. It's getting wild. So listen, be safe out here, man. Thanks for supporting the channel and eat right, fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Nuts and seeds, herbs and spices. And if you feel like you're going through something, like you feel like some type of depression or some type of anger or stuff like that, you got to talk to yourself and blow it off. You got to talk to yourself and blow it off. Because your mind will run away with you. So you got to take control of your mind. And the best way to do that is lay around in the bed. Stop jumping up, thinking you're going to get more money. You're going to get more money if you take a rest. Look, I learned this as a shorty. I was working. I had a Chevy. It was nice. And I worked for a book factory. So every hour work, and the boss asked me, do I want overtime? I'm like, heck yeah. So I was doing all this overtime, getting this money. So this one weekend I did overtime, made $400 of overtime. I got off, I'm driving, and as soon as I went under a viaduct where it was dark, I fell asleep. I know that's why I fell asleep. I was wide awake. But as soon as I went in the dark, immediately my body conked out. I ran into the back of a lady. Didn't do nothing to her car. Tore my whole front end of my car. I had made $400 overtime. Guess how much it cost to fix my car? $400. I learned my lesson right there. So get some rest and keep your eyes open for crazies. Like don't be letting people walk up on you or nothing. Don't engage with people. Listen, don't engage. Don't engage. I'm talking about this. It's interesting that it's mental health month, but I'm serious. Don't engage because people is really high strung right now. Dude talking crazy, let him have that. Get the hell away from him because they flipping out. The stress is going to break a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you. And for your own health, eat right, take care of yourself, and mostly get rest. Get your sleep and get your rest. But see, what they don't tell you is sometimes when you don't get enough sleep, if you get your rest, you'll get enough sleep. You'll fall back to sleep. Your body will tell you how tired you really was. Stay in the bed. Stop jumping out the bed before you mess around and go crazy. Our mind is fragile. It can just snap. Just one little wire, and now you talking to yourself. You do all type of crazy stuff. The mental illness is on the rise. I'm telling you, it's on the rise. People going crazy. They're going absolutely crazy. Police is going crazy. Criminals is going crazy. Yeah, lack of sleep will put weight on you. But see, they keep telling us to get sleep, Danielle, but you got to get rest. I had a friend, and she went to sleep, and then she got up the next day. And she said, I really don't, I'm just thinking I might just lay around. And I had to tell her, listen, you got to get some rest. You got some sleep, but you got to get some rest. Y'all, if you want to help your mental, separate sleep from rest. Just because you wake up and you're not sleepy no more, that don't mean you got enough rest. If you don't get enough rest, you'll snap. You'll do something you wish you didn't do. Get enough rest. Some just stay in the bed sometime. Don't get up. Don't put on no change clothes, leave your pajamas or your sleeping clothes on. Don't do nothing. You gotta lock down. If you don't, you're gonna run out of steam. You're gonna be all messed up. And you're gonna mess your legs up, your back, your arms, because that stuff need to lay down. Just because your eyes and your inside and your mind woke up, that don't mean your physical body is ready to get up. Your physical body ain't always ready to get up just because your soul woke up. That's your soul woke up. But your soul ain't got no feet. And your feet tired, your legs tired, your back tired. If you don't, you might go crazy. You might lose it. It's a thin line. It's a thin line between sanity and insanity, I'm telling y'all. Yeah, lack of sleep. But see, they always tell you to get sleep, Jupiter, but they don't tell you to get no rest. This is what I'm trying to tell them. Sleep and rest is two different things. Yes, get your sleep, but make sure you get your rest. And as long as you stay in the bed, you'll get your sleep. Stop hopping out the bed all the time. That's going to make you hustle better. That's going to make you work harder. You well rested. You got sleep and rest. You got to get them both. If you don't get no rest, boing, 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 you could lose it. All right? All right, so listen, y'all, stay positive and eat right. You feel me? And work out. Work out, exercise, eat right. And when you wake up, rest. Don't jump up every time you wake up. All right? Victory.